There are two other projects that are similar to this one that I've been connected to in different ways. One is a project called Murmur, which is done in Toronto by a gentleman by the name of Sean McAuliffe. And the idea is to kind of connect with stories and in some way allow people to call in and hear those stories using cell phones. We liked the idea, and we kind of took it another step. And the extra step, there were a number of extra steps. One was to connect it to multimedia, so it wasn't just calling in, but you could actually connect with visual storytelling using digital audio and digital video. The other part was also working with the community itself for them to begin to pick out the stories that they felt most represented culture, the arts, and creativity along Michigan Avenue in this case. The major part of the project was developing the technological backbone that allows people to access the stories up and down the corridor. It looks like 8 placards on a street. Seems very simple, but the technology that's required behind it is pretty complex.
I believe there were 3 professors who asked their students to create these mini stories. And of those 3 classes, there was only 2 stories that were picked. And one of those stories is called Aprons for Michelle, created by Emmanuel Berry. The other one is called Best of Both Worlds, created by Thea Card. I think it does send out this message that Lansing is an inviting place, that Lansing is interesting, that Lansing is made up of all of these people with interesting stories and quirky backgrounds. And hopefully all together it'll create this feeling among Lansing residents and those who visit Lansing that it is a cool place.
I think the opportunity to have 60 students a year or more, hundreds of students hopefully in the future, being able to go into communities and interact with artistic, innovative, culturally interesting people that understand the history of their place and community, for students to be able to interact at that level with them holds great promise, both for universities in terms of their engagement in communities, such as here at MSU, which has a deep history and engagement. But it also has a great potential for these communities. And so I'm really excited about that part of the project. I love visual storytelling, don't get me wrong, but I love the opportunity that this project has for connecting students in communities.